Hi, Mr. Gistinall, Miss Gistinall. Thank you for coming out. How are you doing today?
Fine, and you?
I'm good. Thanks for asking. Glad to hear that you're doing good. Before we begin our session, I know my secretary gave you a copy of the confidentiality statement and had you guys to sign it. And she gave you a copy, but what I'll do just to make sure that we understand what it was that you signed, I'm just going to go over a summary of what it is, okay?
Okay.
The first thing is I will maintain the same standards of confidentiality and privacy as an individual therapy when I contact anyone outside of the family. 2, I am willing to keep confidences from other family members as long as they do not conflict with the law. Do not place me in a position of being deceitful with the family member, or I do not think they are inappropriate therapeutically. However, it must also be understood that I cannot guarantee the maintenance of confidences between family members. And there's always a small, but real possibility that a confidence will be accidentally revealed to another family member. There are also occasions when I may advise that a confidence be revealed, or I may set a time frame in which one member must voluntarily reveal information we have talked about individually. I cannot guarantee that others will always agree with my choices. 3, in addition, I would like to explain that my commitment is to the well-being of all individuals in this family. When both family members wish to work on their relationship, we will make a commitment to the relationship as long as it is the choice of all parties involved. It is my position that only the parties can make the decision about keeping the relationship together or separating, or realistically, whatever happens, it has to be done by you all. I must also be free to discuss the possibility of the family separating, whatever is best, because your safety is very important. And we will discuss that appropriate whenever it's necessary. In regards to the clinical record involving family members, it is important to know that anyone who is a client and attended a session or any sessions jointly may have access to the complete copy of the file under the circumstances described in the agreement. That means that in my chart notes, information about each person involved in the therapy may be available to the others without further consent. In making this agreement, it is recognized that either party might further disclose information obtained from this file, and I have no control over such release of information. If an outside third party wishes to access the file, signatures of both parties will be required in order to release the requested information. Certain exceptions to these confidentiality and access provisions may be required by law. Lastly, all parties agree to be jointly liable for any payment responsibilities, regardless of whether insurance or other arrangements is expected to pay some or all of the fees. Now, one thing I really would like to go over is some of the exceptions to this confidentiality. The first thing is the law allows me to report the direct suspected physical and sexual abuse of children or other legally protected vulnerable persons to social services. And also to take whatever steps are necessary to prevent someone from being a physical danger to himself or herself or others. You can also see further in detail in the copy of the statements that you received. Another kind of exception occurs when keeping an individual's confidence places me in a position of behaving dishonestly. An example of this kind of situation could be where a husband tells me in private that he plans on leaving his wife, but he wants to continue on with the sessions like he's going to stay in the marriage. That's being dishonest. And I couldn't allow that to happen. Okay? So that's the statement. And please, if you have any questions about it, just, ask me. And we can go over it again. Okay? So what brings you into the office today?
He has an alcohol problem.
He does. Well, that's good that you're here to support. This is your father, correct?
Yes.
How do you feel about this session?
I don't care about the session.
Okay, thank you for your honesty. But it's a good thing that you're here anyway, and that you support your daughter and her feelings and how she believes that the alcohol obviously is an issue because you're here. And that's good that you love your father enough to bring him here and be a good support system because he could be going through something and he really needs that support and stability. Here, this is just a notepad, just that I'll be taking notes during the session. It is available to you. I will show you everything that is written, and this is just to help me keep up with what's going on. If I may want to ask some questions or anything, I will have my notes to follow. Is that okay? Okay, thank you. So has the alcohol problem been long-term, something he's always done, or did something happen that caused him to start drinking?
My grandma died.
Okay.
Which is his mama. So yeah, after that it kind of went downhill.
Were you and your mother close?
Very close.
And if you don't mind me asking, how did she pass?
She had cancer and psoriasis and a few other things.
And I'm sorry to hear that. I can understand that pain. My mother passed away too, not too long ago, and that's sometimes something hard to bounce back from. Did she have it for a long time? Did it happen suddenly?
No, I believe she had it for a while. And, doctors basically didn't diagnose her right, and they just let her live with it.
Okay. So what are some of the behaviors exhibited when your father drinks?
He likes to fight, curse out people, physically abuse me and others around him.
So how does that make you feel hearing your daughter speak on that and speak on the behavior?
It hurts.
Okay.
It hurts. Well, it's just something I gotta deal with and, become stronger to take care of her. And, I'm saying? I don't like hearing her say things like that about me.
Okay. So how often do you drink?
I go every day.
Every day.
Mm-hmm.
Do you work?
Yes, I work.
You work.
Yes.
So is it like after work, just the weekends?
After work.
After work. Do you have any other family members or who lives in the home, just you and your father, or is there anyone else there? Any other children in the home?
Yes,
How many?
3.
You're the oldest?
Yep.
So back to the relationship with you and your mother. Did your mother drink?
Mm-hmm.
She did. And did she exhibit any of the violent behavior, or was it every day? Was it addiction or just occasional?
It was bad for a second at first when I started noticing, but she got it together after a while.
Okay.
Older I got,
Okay. So would you be willing to go to like an Alcoholics Anonymous just to sit in on the group sessions and just listen to some of the testimonials that some of the other men and women that may be in that situation?
I would
You
like
can
to
see.
do that.
Well, great. Great. Now, I will give you the address. There's one that's located, because I understand that you live near West Grand Boulevard area.
Yes.
There is one facility, and I'll give you the addresses on Woodward Avenue, and they meet twice a week. And I will make sure that the secretary gives you the time and everything to set that up. And also, maybe grief counseling. Have you ever, would you be open to having grief counseling where it will be a one-on-one session, just you and the therapist, just maybe talk about some issues about the death of your mom that you may not have been positively able to deal with on your own, which may have caused the drinking?
I don't see why I wouldn't want to.
Okay, so I thank you just for being open. And that's beautiful that you willing to do this for your children and just to better yourself and just help yourself to get through it. So what we will do, I will set this up for you to go to one of the Alcoholics Anonymous meetings, and the key word is anonymous. So what goes on in the meetings, stay in the meetings, and they may give you a coach that you will be able to contact during the week whenever you feel the urge to drink, and the grief counselor will be able to help you deal with any issues that you may not have realized that you even had. So we're going to get this set up. I will meet with you guys once a month just to go over and get an update as a family and a group. Okay? So we will set that up, and thank you for coming, and I will see you guys in a few weeks. Don't forget to stop by the secretary's desk and make that appointment.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, and you guys.